I'm just introducing him, not the man of the hour. Jack is a very, very dear friend of mine. I'm very proud he could, do this today. He's been working on this for a while. He's really into comedy. He wants to do it as a career. It's his first show, so go easy on him. And, here's the man of the hour, Jack Drew, everybody.
Hey. Thank you all so much for coming. My name's Jack Drew, but hopefully most of you already knew that. If not, what are you doing here?
I was invited.
I mean, it's 3 p.m., it's 4 p.m. on a Saturday. You really didn't have anything better to do than come to a 16-year-old's outdoor show? I mean, thanks for coming. Man, I wanted to do a show last year, but I mean, there was some kind of toilet paper craze or something going on. COVID was weird. I'll be the first to say it. COVID was weird for all of the people involved. The weirdest part about that was the toilet paper craze, though. What was that? How I think it happened was some frat boy was trying to go toilet paper somebody's house. On his way on the checkout, some doomsday prepper was like, "Oh no, I gotta get me some of that." He's just Mario Karting around the store, stealing it out of other people's carts. It's fun to be fun doing a show, It was between this and working at fast food for the rest of my life, and I'm still waiting on a call back from McDonald's. What if they have my Power School account? That's not gonna be good. I hate Power School. I hate it. It's really hard to hide your bad grades from parents if they have access to them. I miss elementary school, though, when they would just hand you the report card. That was so much easier. Thought I turned off my mic. In elementary school, that was so much better because they would hand you the report card and be like, "Make sure your parents get this. Make sure they get this." Now, I'll be sitting there in my propeller hat like, whatever you say. Well, I pull out the report card, just see red pin everywhere. This can't be good. So I just shove it in my backpack, never to be seen by the human eye again. 2 weeks later, my parents were like, "Hey, Jack, you ever get your report card?" And I'm like, "Oh, a report card? What's a report card?" I'm like, "Jack, you're in 8th grade. What do you mean, what's a report card? Stop wearing your propeller hat to school. You look stupid. Where's your report card?" "I don't know. We never got it. I don't know what you're talking about." "Tell your parents we want. Tell your teachers we want a report card." "Oh yeah, for sure." School's weird. I'm not good with school. I'm not the smartest crayon in the cookie jar. It's rough. All right, school's a weird concept, though, isn't it? All right, parents, let's ship your kids off to this weird building with adults who have no idea who your kids are. Parents see this as, "Oh, we get 8 hours without our kids? Oh, where do I sign?" I was in a class one time, and the teacher was trying to figure out who's going to be gone for a wrestling tournament. I was like, "Hey, aren't you in wrestling?" Just looking at this teacher like, "I'm built like a twig. What gust of wind pushes me over? No, I'm definitely not in wrestling." Then I was thinking about it, right? Maybe I should join wrestling. Maybe when I get up to that mat, the guy opposing me is looking like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Maybe he'll just quit out of fear. Or pity, but details, people. Man, sports are strange. Traveling sports, those are the weirdest. And if you bring a chocolate bar on a sports trip, you're a terrible person. You're a sociopath. Because every single time, without fail, that chocolate bar melts onto somebody's pants. And more often than not, it's my pants. And I'm just walking around with a coat tied around my waist like an idiot. Somebody's like, "Hey, Jack, you should probably go to the bathroom and clean yourself up." I'm like, "Yeah, that was the plan." I'm trying to get into the bathroom. Right before I open the door, somebody's like, "Oh my God, what's on Jack's pants?" I'm like, "Oh, just trying to live my life." You can't travel if you have bad grades in classes. And this year was rough for me. Man, chemistry was hard for me. I don't like chemistry one bit. But my dad says, oh, you can't be successful in life if you don't understand chemistry. Now, okay, I can name 3 people right now who don't know chemistry. Kim Kardashian, Danny DeVito, Dwayne The Rock Johnson. I don't like chemistry, but there's one part of it that I have trouble with. The Heisenberg uncertainty principle. This principle says that you can know either the location or the speed of an electron. Now I think I figured out chemistry. I'm gonna explain this. But if my pure genius overwhelms you, I truly am sorry. First, observe the speed. Write that number down. That's gonna be important. And then, observe the location. Then using basic math, you can always know where the electron is based off of that number you have written down. I know, it's pretty smart, isn't it? My parents don't understand this idea. My genius just must be overwhelming them. But I do use the uncertainty principle in my real life, especially when I'm driving. You know, I can either know how fast I'm going or where I am, but I definitely can't know both. It's a hard life. I'm thankful for my parents, though. You know, they've given me a lot. You know, for instance, they've given me enough comedic material to last me a lifetime. All that's missing around my house is just the Looney Tunes theme playing constantly. Airport flights. What is it with parents and making us get there way too early?
All right, Jack, wake up. Oh, we gotta go.
It's 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah, we should have left an hour ago, but here we are.
Our flight's at 3 p.m. I don't know, why parents make us leave so early? When we went to Chicago recently, we were rushing through security. We were pushing people out of the way. We're running through that airport as fast as we can. When we get to our gate, we're 6 hours early. 6 hours. This is 6 hours after security. This is 6 hours after baggage check. No, we're 6 hours early. We could have drove home, watched a movie, and then drove back and still made our gate in time. In those 6 hours, I found out one of my favorite hobbies. Having conversations with people who have earbuds in. It's so fun. Because what I do is I like to go up to them and just do barely a whisper, you know, and then they have to go through the giant process of like pausing their music, taking out their earbuds to talk to this random stranger, for me just to say something like, I like your shirt. It's just a terrible thing I do. It's even more annoying for them because I know for a fact that they could have heard me with their earbuds in, but I made a choice. Vacationing with my parents is always interesting because my dad's cheap, and my mom likes to do everything there is to do. We're waking up at dawn to get through all of those activities. And it's really fun to just watch my dad be so stressed just watching his bank account fall. One of my dad's favorite hobbies is saving money. It's one of his favorites. I mean, when we go out to eat, he goes, okay, here's the coupon pamphlet. But because they only accept one coupon per visit, here's $5. We're all ordering separately. Man, everything's expensive in Chicago. And this was not good for my dad because everything's expensive, especially parking. So it was just terrible every time we had to park the car, you know, because I will say, we did not pay for parking one time when we were in Chicago. We did, however, have to walk upwards of 10 miles to our location. No, every time we had to park the car, it was an issue. Hey, Dad, there's a parking spot.
No, that requires a $25 fee.
All right, there's a parking spot.
That's a $15 fee.
Okay, there's a $5 parking spot. You get 2 limited edition Chicago mugs.
Not a chance.
All right, Dad, right there. $2 parking spot, 3 free t-shirts, 2 free plane tickets, and get a high five the president. Not a chance. We're not falling for these capitalist scams. Oh. Everybody watch me as I drink this water. Oh, I hate bottled water. I hate it. Man, especially when it's in the sun all day, it's terrible. It tastes like melted plastic that was put into the water. I hate it. Man, every time we go on trips or anything, I have to fill like 15 Nalgene bottles going through security. And the security guy's like, what are you doing? You can't bring those in here. So I have to spend 20 minutes dumping them all out just to refill them all 10 feet after security. Man. I'm really parched. I love that BPA. Delicious. Man, I'm treated like a small child. Like, constantly I'm treated like a small child. And I know what you guys are all looking at me. We're like, oh man, this kid's 13 at best. Now, unfortunately, I'm not 13 and have not been for some time now. But, you see, I'm not to blame for this. My oldest sister is. I will say, the one thing we did learn in chemistry was the absolutely true fact that coffee stunts your growth. So when I was 8 years old, me and my sister went out to dinner. And she ordered a cup of coffee, and while we were waiting for our food, she just goes, Jack, take a sip. So, this is, my brain's gone. She says, take a sip, Jack. And as the stupid 8-year-old I did it. So now I'm short to this day because of her. No other reason at all because of her. I'm not saying coffee's a drug. I'm not saying that. I am, however, saying that we should get the yellow dinosaur to take a look at my sister. There's some sketchy stuff going on. I mean, I'm short and I'm short and I look young. I know this, and I was even made more aware of this when I was handed a kids menu at a restaurant. Now, this wasn't one of those kids menus that's on the main menu and everybody can order off of it. No, this was a separate sheet of paper. The waitress made the call to give it to me. It hurt even more when I saw that the top said for kids 12 and under. Handed me my crayons with it. Joke's on them. I got chicken tendies and chalky milk for $4. My dad was so proud of me. Yeah, I ordered off the menu. I'm not ashamed of it. They gave it to me. I'm gonna use it. So I have a solution to this. If you're not sure on the kid that you're seating, give them a normal menu and let the parents ask for a different one. That way I don't have to live with the embarrassment. I don't know about you guys, but do you guys have problems ordering food? I do. I have yet to order food and get exactly what I want without sounding like an idiot in the process. It's never happened. I went to Freddy's recently with my family, and I went in there knowing exactly what I want. 6-piece tender with chocolate sundae. Yeah, I'm a small child. Get over it. I went in there knowing exactly what I want. I'm waiting in line. I'm pumped up. I'm ready to go. I had my earbuds in playing Eye of the Tiger. It was go time. So you know how you go to any restaurant and they go, "Hi, welcome to our food establishment. What can I get started for you today?" Now that's how it always goes. And that's what I was prepared for. So when I go in there, it's finally my turn to go. She goes, "Hey, welcome to Freddy's. How are you doing today?" How are you doing today? I'm not prepped for this. So my brain doesn't figure out what just happened. So I just kind of start ordering. So this is what it looks like from her point of view. "Hi, welcome to Freddy's. How are you doing today?" Oh, 6-piece tender, small chug. Good, how are you doing? I'm doing good. What can I get started for you? Hamburger ketchup only, please. I changed it. I changed my order last second. Why do I keep doing this? What is it? What is it about me that I get? Do I think chicken tenders aren't manly? Is that it? And why do I keep ordering hamburgers with ketchup only? Am I 13? That lady thought I was. I hate drive-thrus as well. Drive-thrus aren't good. I hate them so much. Every time I go through a drive-thru, they get my order wrong. Every time without fail. I have never opened the bag that they give me and be like, wow, this is exactly what I ordered. No, every time I open it, I'm like, wow, this is the order for the person behind us. I ordered a hamburger with ketchup only. This is a chicken sandwich dipped in pickle juice. It's very soggy. Because what are you supposed to do when they get your order wrong? There's nothing you can do. But what I want to do is I want to just barge into that restaurant, start yelling at people, slam the bag down on the corner without telling anybody who I am, not showing receipts or anything. This is the perfect strategy. No, what are you supposed to do? Drive-thrus are terrible. Man. So every time they get your order wrong, you just have to be like, oh, this is exactly what I want. I love soggy chicken. All right, I'm not the only one in my family, though, that has problems ordering. Luckily for me, my mom does as well. Now, does everybody here know what 3-cheese queso is? It's 3 different cheeses melted down and mixed together. Everyone got that? Melted, mixed together. So me and my mom went to Qdoba, and she ordered the nachos, and she wanted the 3-cheese queso on top of it. But because she doesn't like spice, she says to this minimum wage employee, hi, can I get the 3-cheese queso on my nachos? But because I don't like spice, can you take out the spicy cheese? I've never seen a man so flabbergasted in my life. I mean, this dude looked like he was auditioning for Deer in the Headlights. He didn't know what to do. So me trying to be the helpful son I am, I'm like, Mom, I don't think they can do that. Oh no, of course they can. It's 3 cheeses. I just want 2 of the cheeses. Shouldn't it be a problem? It was. Oh. So when he finally figured out what was happening, he goes to my mom, we can just put a different cheese on the nachos if you want. My mom says, no, I just want 2 of the 3 cheeses. Can't you just put 2 of them in? No, he couldn't. By the time my mom finally figures out what happened, there's a line stretched around the block by people who aren't even ordering. They're just filming this nonsense. I mean, people we've never met came up and be like, hey, I don't think so. I mean, the world was literally coming together over this queso debacle. And then I'm distracted by what my mom's doing. So when he finally comes up to me, he's like, hey, what can I give you? Like, oh, hamburger ketchup only, please. I'm gonna milk that joke. Man, I like food. I like food a lot. Especially nil wafers. What's in those things? There has to be a drug or something in there. Nobody has one and be like, this is exactly what I had one. That's exactly enough for me. I don't need any more. No, somebody has one nil wafer and is like, oh, I need another. I need another right now. Before you know it, you're 8 boxes deep. Oh. So that's. Oh, everybody knows Girl Scout cookies, right? Man, the boxes with the little sleeves in them, great. In my house, we all get our own sleeve. That way it's fair. We all get our own sleeve, but as the years went on, this sleeve idea has upgraded. It's not just Girl Scout cookies anymore. It's all kinds of things. I mean, this idea of we all get our own sleeve goes to cakes, cookies, whatever. There is no limit to what a sleeve is. So, my mom's the worst at this, because when we go to open this new box of nil wafers, we see that it's completely empty. My mom's at the table munching on some nil wafers, being like, I got my sleeve. There's nothing left in there. Me and my dad are battling it out over the crumbs. It's gotten to a point where stores know us by name when we try to go get more Nil wafers. They're like, hey, it's the Drews again. Yeah, it is. We went through all of them. Man, stores have gotten too complicated, though. No, that's why I was really happy to see a store that was perfectly simple. The front sign just said, Gordon's Trailer Rentals. Their slogan was, we rent trailers. Perfect. Every other store, take notes. That's what we want. I actually went into Gordon's Trailer Rentals. We were looking to rent a trailer, surprisingly. And to our surprise, the owner named Ralph met us. Now, wait a minute, this doesn't seem right. And then as we looked around, we realized it was a chicken joint. What? So, who names their kid Ralph? Has anybody named their kid Ralph in the last 75 years? Dude, I've never met a Ralph. You know what store I hate, though? Costco. I hate it. I hate Costco so much. Okay, it's fine. It's got things in bulk, like whatever. But if you're going with your mom on a trip and she's like, oh, let's just run into Costco real quick, you're done. You're gonna be in there forever. I made the mistake of going to Costco with my family. After 45 minutes, my mom just says, I love how much stuff they have. We can shop here for hours. Hours? How long are we gonna be here? As I'm wandering the halls of foreverness, it's just, I was thinking about it, Costco's trying to keep you in. There's no windows, there's no clocks, so you don't know how much time you spent in there. There's free samples to keep you fed. They even have beds. Nah. You know what shares similar aspects to a Costco? A casino. Yeah. They very similar aspects. They're trying to keep you in to spend money. So next time you go there and you see the giant cheese ball jar for $2.50, remember that. They're trying to make you spend money. Costco is an addiction problem, and it should have its own addiction support group. I'm convinced we've never left the Costco. I'm convinced we're all in a simulation inside of Costco. Anybody remember leaving at Costco? No, you're just suddenly outside. There's some sketchy stuff going on at Costco. Costco doesn't have any windows, so it's impossible to tell the weather. The weather is an interesting thing, though. You know, especially the weather guy on the news. I feel so bad for the weather guy on the news, because the first day he's like, okay, Bob, you know, we got a blizzard coming in and out at 5 tomorrow, so like, stay inside. Then the next day at 5, Bob's like, okay, how are we looking out there, Randy? And Randy, the weather guy's just like, standing out there in freezing cold, being like, this is exactly what I said. I wish those interviews would be a little passive-aggressive. No. Okay, Randy, how are we looking out there? It's a blizzard. Almost as somebody predicted this from the nice warm studio. Yeah, okay, Randy. You got any advice for anybody at home? Go back inside. I don't know why you're standing out in the cold, but go back in. Okay, Randy. Anything else you can see out there? It's a blizzard. Everything I can see, so can you. And there's not a whole lot out here. Poor weather guy. I feel so bad for him. But I hate when they say, oh, it's going to be a really hot and sunny day. Yeah, I hate that. Because I burn so easily, I can lather on that sunscreen. Doesn't do a thing. I'm coming out of any outside experience completely toasted and roasted. I get sunburned so easily. I look like a live-action tomato constantly. But unfortunately, sunburns aren't the only burns I get. I get real burns. It's gotten to a point when I deal with boiling water, it's more surprising when I don't burn myself. Oh, we did it! And I spill the whole thing on me. I get a lot of burns. Like, it's a problem. I'm burned so much. The most severe burn I've ever had was on a camping trip, and me and my friend were cooking dinner, and he drops a ketchup bottle. Anybody notice how ketchup keeps coming up in these stories? I think ketchup might be the root to my problems. He drops this ketchup bottle under the table, and he's like, hey, Jack, can you pick that up for me? I'm like, yeah, sure. What he failed to tell me was that he put the really hot Dutch oven lid on the bench right where I had set my hand. And I didn't realize this for a few seconds. So I'm slow roasting my hand on this Dutch oven lid. I'm freaking out, and my friend Jesus runs over me like, "Did you get the ketchup?" And I was like, "No, I didn't get the ketchup. I do got a well-done body part if that works for you." I do get a lot of injuries on my hand, though, unfortunately. The weirdest injury I've ever gotten was on a pants button. You know, like these buttons right here? Yeah, I was walking downstairs and the skin on the back of my hand got caught onto it, didn't know, and it ripped this quarter-size cut into the back of my hand from a pants button. That story's impossible to tell now. Because I have this quarter-size scar in the back of my hand to this day that was from a pants button. When people ask me how I got it, I say I was attacked by a jaguar. It's a way better, it's more believable than a pants button. Man, I still have the scar to this day. This is an experience right here. I'm really excited to finally be doing a show, and I hope we know some of you were as well. But as you can tell, public speaking isn't a thing that I have a problem with. And I thought it was really interesting that a lot of people do have a fear of it. Because that's just something I've never had a problem with. So, when I did some research into this, and it said in 2014, public speaking was the biggest fear in America. So I did some research about it. And apparently people are feared of being judged and the fear of failure. Now, how I deal with public speaking is I knew the second I walked up on that stage, you all were judging me. You were all trying to figure out how this show was going to go. And some of you were right. But public speaking's not a problem for me because the second I walked up here, you judged me. I knew that. I came into this knowing. That's why I did it, was so that you guys could judge me a little bit. And a lot of people think that if they never try, they can never fail. And that was my mindset for a long time. But before I figured out that this is something I want to do in my career. I want to do stand-up shows and make people laugh. So I decided I'd take a shot at it. So here we all are. Thank you all so much for coming out today and giving me a chance to fail. Now go and get yourself a hamburger with ketchup only.